And chat. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Oh, my left Joy-Con went to sleep. Okay. Day 2 Trial Ladder. Okay, let's see. This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department scene. What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. One at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife! What was it doing there? I better check this knife out. Excuse me. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at the knife again. And examine that. Can't examine the blood or the switch. Okay. Okay. Let's press him on everything. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Littleworthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand. We're busy, what with Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? A detective was killed at the police department scene. What a mess. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Udgy? I'm at a loss for words. Yeah, me too. And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto. I suppose I could help, if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. How the victim was killed. Well, how was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing. With a knife. A knife? That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. It seems like I'm going to have to press this a bit harder. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. How can you say there's no connection? How? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understand. Try to understand, Righto. Don't call me that. Well, if you can prove there is a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is something that ties the two murders together. Whatever it is, I'd better find it and get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15. Okay. Okay. Alright, so what do we have that we can present? Okay. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. It just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. Okay, so we've got a parking stub that we might present about the time. Goodman's autopsy report. Died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. We could present that about the time. Ah, shit. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence. Damn it. Damn it. Okay. Okay. It was a bad day for the department. We were taking shape of an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department. See, what a mess. Oh, the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? Oh, damn it. Oh, I didn't save. Alright, we'll press him on everything again. Alright, press him on everything. Hang on. What if I ask about other things? Was anything found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's the connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. I'm not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. But it is. What? Oh, come on. Okay, I'll present the note then. Oh, come on. Maybe I presented it on the wrong statement. Okay, now we'll save after we got that info. Excuse me. Wait, actual question. Do I have to press him on that 3 times to get different info each time? Or do I just have to get that one? Which one did I press him on? Chief, the defense's position is simply this. Oh, I just had to press him. The connection between these 2 cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department... It's cool to have Edgeworth helping me. That the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed, there do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Well... Dead silence. You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief! I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. New statement, new press? That was not a new statement, which is why I was confused. I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Victim's ID number. No, hang on, I'm going to save. Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 584-2189. 584-2189, yup. I knew it. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82... I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? The ID number of the victim at the police department. 584-2189. This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. But what does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something? What does it tell you?
Take that!
Witness! What is it, Mr. Wright? Oh, he's turning it around on him. You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just, I got confused. And this is news? Oh, har har. Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh, is it yours? He's not a policeman. No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 584-2189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right, again! The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189.
Objection!
Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack, Righto. Sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yet a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, in the evidence room, at the exact same time.
Objection!
That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location? No, I think what happened was, he was killed at 4. What does this mean? No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? I think the chief is lying about the time of death. Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? Oh, I saw that expression. The oversight, the grave error. Oh, what if that's not Bruce Goodman in Edgeworth's trunk? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare? We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir. The request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman, murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, The victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Ah! Why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Wonder if he's our murderer. In any case, this is a serious error. A gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy.
Objection!
But, sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Oh, I don't like that expression on his face. What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. So he had Phoenix do it for him. The connection was just proven by Righto over here. People used to get scared the game was broken when he paused like that. Good job, Righto, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, what with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. What about all the fake evidence, Judge? I will grant one further day, as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. It's not as obvious in the Switch remaster, but on the DS game it is blindingly obvious that this case was added after the fact, because all of the new characters have much more detailed character designs. Yeah, I can see that. Very well. Court is adjourned. To be continued. Save your progress up to this point. Yes! February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright and Company Law Offices. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 p.m. on the 21st. I don't think that's correct. I think he died. He was stabbed around 4 p.m. Does he have a twin, though? The chief of police is telling us he died at 5:15. Or was stabbed at 5:15, but he was also found at 5:15 in the trunk of Edgeworth's car. It's possible he's got a twin, but it's more likely that he was stabbed earlier in the day, stuffed in Edgeworth's trunk. No, wait. Hang on. Did Edgeworth come from the police department? It's been a while. I can't remember. Did Edgeworth come to the prosecutor's office from the police department with Goodman in his trunk? Did somebody else bring Goodman to the prosecutor's office and stuff him in Edgeworth's trunk? He died in the prosecutor's parking lot in the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Okay. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits. I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Oh, did you say that out loud, Phoenix? Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. I don't think that's anything to do with intelligence, Emma. Let's go! Science awaits us! February 23rd, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. Edgeworth having to take a taxi every day. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? No, we're definitely going there. Yeah, it was only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just, we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Like her, don't like her, but do trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. We're in zero escape now. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Phoenix can't afford a car. He bikes in the anime. Haha. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? So, did this game come to America after the second game came out in Japan? I'm curious. What year did this come out in America? It was like 2006 or something, right? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. Well, you're not going to drink the luminol. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things. To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press the A button to spray it on. This game came out in America long after the Phoenix trilogy was complete. Ah. Okay, let's find us some bloodstains. Alright, well, first off, trunk of the car. No. Alright, a little bit of blood. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a blood stain? It's so... Ugh. Emma, you're shaking. It's just... This is my first time seeing real blood. You've never cut yourself? By accident, even? Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this, scientifically? The amount of blood. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna mark up the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Luminol testing fluid received from one very proud-looking Emma Skye. Aw. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Then let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. It feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? What, and we weren't before? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Ha! Oh, it's you. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. It would ruin it. Miss Starr! You only trust your own eyes. Hmm? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just the kind of lead-in doesn't really get my mouth watering. I think the worst I've ever bled was when I was a teenager. I went downstairs into the laundry room and I turned around too fast in the wrong spot, slammed my head against a corner of a shelf, fell down, got knocked out for a sec, got up, walked upstairs giggling and out of it, and scared the shit out of my parents. I vividly remember sitting on the kitchen floor back against a cabinet, laughing like it was the funniest thing in the world while they terrified tended to me. Foreheads bleed a lot even for minor injuries, yeah. I wonder if that was a concussion. It probably was. Today's trial. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. Yeah, why haven't you been arrested for perjury? My apologies, Miss Starr, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault. Yes, it was. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. And also a crime. Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from was different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Skye stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Okay, so I think he was probably dead by the time he got here. Okay. He was dead by the time he got here, and Skye stabbed the dead body, possibly trying to get suspicion onto her from somebody else, maybe? And that testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? You're a lunch lady? She used to be a detective. What does this photo tell us? Spray luminol on it! Detective Starr. So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel, too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day, I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. Yeah, it's really obvious that this was made for the DS, and the portraits were meant to be on the top screen and the dialogue on the bottom screen, because the dialogue covers up a lot of details of their animations. Every day, I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long, they called me the Cough-Up Queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired? The dialogue was on the top screen. Huh. I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if these prim and proper prosecutors hadn't let me go, I'd still be one today. The bottom screen just had a big-ass play button and nothing else. Well, that's weird. It's all because of that case, the SL9 incident. Aha! SL9? Wait, she doesn't mean... Can I present this? I can't present it to her. Okay. Look! A door! This must mean something! I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock! I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Aha! A ladder! That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please. Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of the thing, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. Okay, hang on. I'm going to spray luminol on the phone and on the floor underneath the phone. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears! No, my ears! Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? I get one of my ears cutting out every once in a while due to tinnitus from all my sinus problems. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See? You can hear just fine. The phone's broken. Aha. Wait, hang on. Why can't I examine that? There we go. This blood must be from when Lana... No, my sister isn't the murderer! But she did call you, didn't she? At the time of the crime? And her right hand is bandaged. Hey, just whose side are you on? This has nothing to do with taking sides. Okay, we know she was in the room. That doesn't mean she killed the guy. And the blood on the phone is from her, not from Goodman's body. This has nothing to do with taking sides. So, this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. Oh, I guess the time I've bled the most is actually when I got my sinus polyps out multiple times. But the time I bled the most that I was conscious for was when I slammed my head on the corner of that shelf. Yeah, this is a great track. So, this means that Lana's hand had blood on it. This just keeps getting worse. So that's where Miss Starr saw the incident from. You can probably see quite a lot from up there. That probably means she wasn't lying when she said she saw Miss Sky stab him. Yeah, I like Lindstein more than this, but they're kind of similar. I agree. Where's the security guard, anyway? Well, this is just something I heard. But apparently he went out to buy coffee for Miss Starr. That woman is a force to be reckoned with. So, this is the famous divider. It sure helped us knock a hole in that testimony today. Come to think of it, this divider helped our case more than the actual witness. The Great Divider! A chip off the old parking block. Oh, har har. It's just a wall, scientifically speaking. So, this is the famous oil drum. Well, no time like the present. I'll try to kick it over myself. Hiya! That's okay. Don't cry. That Lana Skye must be one strong woman. Yet knocking over an oil drum full of water with a kick? I don't buy it. B block is through there. That's where visitors park. So, Miss Starr climbed over this fence? It seems so, yeah. The fence is 9 feet high at least. Well, no time like the present. I think I'll give it a little try. Ah! It's okay. Don't cry. Maybe there's a Lunchland Olympics team? Didn't have to be that full. But I believe Starr said it was full to the brim. Which obviously could be another lie, but that's where we found that note. 221 SL9. The SL9 incident. A case that was due for transferal the day of the murder. And the detective in charge of the case was the victim. I wonder what kind of case this SL9 incident thing was. It's kind of hard to guess just knowing the case number. A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. God damn it, Emma. I'm leaving you behind. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. Oh, no. Oh, but he does have to give up his job when the devs assassinated his character and made him fake evidence to set up Apollo Justice. Oh, I hate that so much. Alright, have we examined anything else? This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So, wait. The victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. Not even Maya? That's about as red as a sports car can get. Yep, it's pretty red, all right. The body was found in Edgeworth's car trunk, and the lock on the trunk was broken too. So, the question is, why did Miss Skye chose his car? So, what model car is it? I think it was called a sedan or a coupe, something like that. Those are car types, Mr. Wright, not models. Well, I don't know anything about the Apollo Justice games except that Phoenix got character assassinated and faked evidence and lost his defense license or whatever. And that there are apparently Phoenix Wright games after the Apollo Justice trilogy where he gets them back, but I don't know anything about those. You're a guy, aren't you, Mr. Wright? You're supposed to know these things. Well, I don't know anything about car models. Like real-life me. I'm not a car guy. That's not universal with guys. Apollo Justice was either out already or in development, so that line was definitely foreshadowing. Aw, that sucks. Maybe it is about time I got my driver's license. I mean, I'll play the Apollo Justice games once I finish the Phoenix Wright trilogy. Yeah, I'll play the Apollo Justice games on stream after I finish the Phoenix Wright trilogy, but I'm mad about what I've heard they do to Phoenix. What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? I would... Huh. What do you think about this? The SL9 incident. It's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman... Okay. Tell us more, but I don't have a dialogue option for you. Tell us more about it. God damn it. Okay. What else can we present to her? A body with Edgeworth's knife stuck in it was found in Edgeworth's car. I think he owes me his gratitude. Gratitude? Why, if I hadn't witnessed the crime, Mr. Edgeworth would have been the suspect. I wonder. Still, it's strange. Why didn't our chief prosecutor have her own murder weapon ready? That is the question of the day. Take a look at this. You, yes? You said you wanted some hot tea, right? No, but thanks. She didn't even look at it. You must have to brew the leaves a long time to get a rich flavor like this. We pre-infuse the leaves with steam before brewing. I knew it! So that's the secret to their aroma. Exquisite! The only thing I'm smelling here is wasted time. Alright, what else can we ask about? It was when I grabbed the chief prosecutor on the shoulder. She dropped that phone on the pavement. That's when you heard her talking about the muffler, right? Little did I know, it was a trap. The red car's muffler and the prosecutor's red muffler. What was Miss Sky really trying to say, I wonder? If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes. So, you went straight to the scene of the crime? I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl, I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. The SL9 incident? That time? Whoops. I presented the knife, the photo, the phone, the note, the other knife. Let's ask her about Goodman's ID. I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Wait, hang on. The body has been identified as Goodman. It's possible he has a twin. But I'm thinking he was killed at the police department, brought here in Edgeworth's car, and then Lana found him. But why is Gant lying about it then? One thing that bugs me in some cases is them having ridiculously long, I have nothing to say about this dialogue. Yeah. I had one of those up until 2 years ago. Back when you were the cough-up queen, right? We found this ID card here in this parking lot. Well, there's no mistaking that. It's definitely Goodman's. But it's the same ID as the man who was killed at the police department. That's impossible. I wish I could be so sure. Alright, now does she have more to say? Yeah, now I can talk about the SL9 incident. That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? To who? The prosecutors. 2 years ago. It was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The cowboy cop, huh? I forgot about him. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence. So, they didn't solve it? On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred. What? But the criminal was executed, right? Yeah, corrupt criminal justice system, Phoenix. Keep up. On the basis of evidence, of a sort, made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen. Others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be... Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. So, if he got fired, how is he involved in the case, investigating the case? Did he get rehired? Or is she saying one of us got fired, one of us got reduced to patrolman? Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I mean Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. Detective Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Ah, but Goodman was there. That's Goodman on the right. But he didn't get fired. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL9? There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. We, huh? So you're admitting you're here not in your capacity as a lunch lady. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait, those lunches you sell. There is only one reason I come to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Starr's old boyfriends. How many does she have, anyway? Inter-office dating. Not the best idea. Just when all the detectives on SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, rookie. What? It seems like you're serious about investigating this case. Yes. Then you should take this. Salisbury steak lunch? Oh, I could go for some steak right now. I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Steak lunch. Excellent for putting Officer Marshall in a good mood. Ooh, okay. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister. It made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. Well, they were old boyfriends, so they were her boyfriends when she was a detective. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Okay. So I think we've done this. Let's go track down Marshall. You know what? Let's go talk to Edgeworth. Hi, Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Well, this place is as classy today as it was yesterday. Yeah, unfortunately. And I'm sure it'll still be just as classy tomorrow, Emma. Incidentally, Edgeworth's not here. I'm sure he's off doing important investigations. I hope that's what he's doing. I guess we'll have to come back. No, I'm going to examine stuff. See what he does at his desk. Okay, trophy's not bloody. He won such a prestigious award. Why would he just leave it on the couch? Yeah, this is so emblematic of the criminal justice system in Japanifornia. The broken shield of justice as a prosecutor trophy. Why would he just leave it on the couch? Yeah, you'd think he'd want to show this thing off more than that giant steel samurai. Then again, Edgeworth has always been like that. Really? Hey, I should write this down. Tell me what he was like as a kid. Back in elementary school, he won awards for all kinds of things. Speech contests, essays, playing the flute, golf tournaments. That doesn't exactly sound like typical elementary school stuff. Yeah, elementary school golf is new to me, but he always hated receiving awards. He'd make some smart remark like, "I know the path I've walked. No one else needs to tell me." That's how he's always been. Kind of gets under your skin, doesn't it? Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket. Right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Yeah. This remake came out after a while, so I'll bet there was a story about that in a later game. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. Picture of fancy jacket added to the evidence list. The court record. God, I can't believe he gave his plant a cravat. My. What an amazing bouquet. Excuse me. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy. Oh, no. No. No! Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And here beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? Oh, no, she isn't. I don't think so. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so high I can see my own reflection. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Oh, he's been polishing the desk, hasn't he? Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. Name plaque added to the court record. A pawn cornered. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chess, but it looks like blue's in a bit of a tight spot. Oh, is he specifically setting that up because of how he feels about Phoenix? Oh, the red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. It's nothing. Whoa, these are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get them for him. His minion. Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? Again. He must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. Ooh, cute! What a pretty tea set! I'd go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing! The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at this royal blend! What an exquisitely splendid concoction! There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Whoa! What a view! It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out this window, the speed at the time of impact would be... Got it! Approximately 70.71 miles per hour. Why does that... I was just thinking about pushing somebody out that window, but why did you think about that? That's handy to know. I don't like that there's no music. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. I can never keep it straight. Is poring over something P-O-U-R or P-O-R-E? Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair, little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool. There's a little Easter egg if you spray luminol on the floor. Oh! What? It looks like some blood has dripped down here. Judging by the amount, my guess is it's from a nosebleed. A nosebleed, huh? Maybe in his wrath, Mr. Edgeworth slapped someone for their incompetence. Why does Detective Gumshoe's face come to mind? Oh, no. Yeah, I thought it was P-O-R-E. All right. Let's go talk to Lana. Looks like Miss Sky is in questioning. I hope the detectives aren't yelling at her. How did you kill him in 2 places at the same time? Can you imagine? How's she supposed to answer that? Wait a second. Didn't Mr. Gant say they'd arrested a suspect in the police department murder? Let's come back later. Okay. Criminal Affairs Department. Wow, everyone looks deadly serious here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. It makes my head hurt. Well, first things first. Let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. Come on, Emma. But don't mess up, or we could wind up dead. I doubt anyone wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. But it doesn't look like anyone's going to help us much either. That must be the chief of detectives. He's glued to his computer screen. What? Detective killed in the evidence room. Tell no one outside the police department. No! I told that old lady at the restaurant everything. Oh, no. You guys suck. Someone's getting a demotion. These are the detectives' desks from the year 2000. There are computers and files on each one. Funny, they're a lot tidier than I'd expect. I guess the detectives don't spend a lot of time at their desks. That must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. I know, the killer used dry ice. If you put it between the latch and the door, the room could be sealed shut. This is good. I'll win a writer's award for sure. He's not writing a report, he's writing a novel. Oh, this guy? Yeah, this guy. He sure is a thing. So this is the police mascot, is it? The Blue Badger, the future star of the police force. The design's a little changed from the one outside. The computer's track. Large companies don't like upgrading that stuff from what I understand. No, these are pretty standard computers for the year 2000. Like, those aren't out of place at all. And that's when this game was released. The design's a little changed from the one outside. Ah, well, the Dancing Blue Badger, trademark, is still under development, you see. You have it trademarked? Absolutely. It's cutting-edge stuff. Very now. I showed this doll here to my daughter, and she burst into tears. Don't show her the moving mock-up outside then. You'll give her nightmares. A poster of a female police officer. Wait, no. That's the latest Babes in Uniform calendar. My bad. All right, anything else? No. Okay. We can't go to the evidence room. Okay. It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast, they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. A detective did get killed here after all. I wonder if Marshall's here. So, the evidence room. The scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk. Here it is. She's like a kid in an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look. Look, that patrolman is saluting that other guy. He must be a detective. You idiot! What were you thinking? Where's your head? Sir, it's right here, sir. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was showing the detective where his head was. They make a good pair. Mr. Wright, do you know why patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda? Not that I have scientific proof. It's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car, and it came to me. We had just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets. I don't think it's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without the extra help. Also, that's a little weird. I always get excited when I come to a police station. Why is that? It just feels like I've jumped into a movie. Huh? You know, with all the police and criminals. Well, I don't know if this is all that exciting. Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust. Funny. I thought they were talking about the weather. The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police drama in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. The blue badger is still writhing around today. Oh, that's evocative. Oh, God. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Why? Okay, so the broken crown might have been used in something important. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's dancing. Speaking of dancing, the whole police department has been dancing around like crazy since yesterday. Can I take out his batteries? I just can't help but feel he's going to do something naughty. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Check out the animation we can get away with on a portable game. Well, Phoenix Wright was always portable. I think you mean a DS game. On an advanced game that has 3D capabilities. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. What is the emergency line number in Japan? I know it's 999 in England. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human. She has a point. It's 119. Ah, wonder if that's on purpose. Alright, let's... Guard station. Oh, yep, this is Marshall Place. Are you allowed to have booze on the job? Because that's a lot of booze, Marshall. February 23rd, evidence room entrance, guard station. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So, beyond that door is the evidence room, the scene of the crime. It sure seems that way. Oh. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. If you can't handle the cacti, stay out of the desert. What I want to know is, if this is a guard station, where's the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. Alright, let's examine the room. Yikes, these sure are prickly. They must be the real deal. Why hang your hat on a cactus where the needles could get stuck in the hat and poke you when you put it on? They must be a real deal. I would think just one big one would be sufficient. These cacti are a lot like my sister, actually. How so? Encased in a cold, rigid shell with spines pointing in every direction. Just like her. I'm not so sure I see the resemblance. The music stopped immediately. It's more an attitude thing than a physical similarity. There's a security guard uniform hanging here. No, there isn't. No, there isn't, Emma. It looks more like a costume than a uniform, honestly. A leather jacket, leather pants, a leather... What was that called again? A punchy? A paunchy? A pinchy? I know, a poochie. Wait, maybe that wasn't it. It's a poncho, but I think I'll keep that information to myself for the time being. Why, Phoenix? Just tell her. Correct her. You know it would be satisfying. No, hey, I want to examine that up there. Whatever. I can't examine the bottles? It looks like there's a video feed from the evidence room here. There's a light blinking below the monitor. It says, recording. I bet we could use this computer to check on who went in and out of there. Well, we need permission first. Texas. Did he set a snare? Is he hiding behind the desk, waiting for us to walk past? Look, on the floor, a lasso. Looks like it's set up to trap something. A trap? Here? Wait, I know. Maybe someone was trying to catch a wild bull in here, but the lasso missed. You sure have an active imagination. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. It won't open. You thought it would be open? I think we'd need someone's permission to go in there first. So where's Marshall? This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. He's on the outs, but they let him customize this place so much. This swinging door makes the place look like some kind of saloon. But look, it's nailed shut. You can't get in that way. Of course not. If you went in through here, the cactus would fall over. Ouch. I'd say it'd be more of a yeah myself. Alright, is there anything else to examine in here? Doesn't appear to be. Alright, is he out here? This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Please! Huh? Wasn't that... One steak lunch, please! Oh, it's you. Detective Gumshoe. I'm going to save before I give this guy the steak lunch for Marshall. Detective Gumshoe. Now's no time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland. Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Don't puppy dog me. I think I just heard the sound of his heart breaking. Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence. The criminal? You mean... You heard about the stabbing in the police department evidence room, right, pal? On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? And the perpetrator? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested them, in fact. It's the biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything's topsy-turvy. But Detective Gumshoe, who was it? Listen, pal, all I know is I need me a steak lunch pronto. Standing around here talking isn't going to fill my belly. Wait, don't leave. If you want to know more, head on down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figure he's down there having a good cry. I wonder if it's Marshall. Later. He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start. Oh, he ran off to the evidence room. To the detention center. February 23rd, detention center, visitor's room. Still, I do feel better about things, a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Best to not go too far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing. What was that? A harmonica? Sir, that's what I'm saying. Me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was the perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. No, it's Meekins. Oh, his hand is bandaged. Hi. Greetings, sir. Wait, I know who you are. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises? His hand is bandaged. He could have used the phone. No, wait. We know that her hand was bandaged and she used the phone. I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Officer Meekins! So you're a guard here at the detention center? No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a little lost patrolman, like a little lost lamb, sir. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver a report? No, sir. How should I say this? Wait, he isn't... Is he? You, Officer Meekins. You didn't, did you? Perpetrator Officer Meekins reporting, sir. Why do you have a megaphone? What? What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events. The day of the crime. Sir, I'm a patrolman with General Affairs, sir. Sir! Ow, I can hear you fine, Officer Meekins. I had some business that day, sir, and so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir. So, normally, there's a guard at the evidence room? That's right, sir, because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now, the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall. Marshall? Then, how are you surprised, Phoenix? Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Yeah. What the heck is this guy doing? So what happened then? After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center. How long were you out? Days? Okay, hang on. He delivered the document to Edgeworth when we were there. Wasn't that... Yeah, that was after everything. That was after the murder happened. How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hand? Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir. A bandage on his hand. Just like Miss Sky. Yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. Okay, so... First things first, tell us how you hurt your hand. The victim. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right? Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. If you have to label me as perpetrator or victim, sir, then label me victim. I would, but you happen to be in detention, and alive and well at that. Yes, well, that's true, sir. I suppose you could say that. Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman? Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I'd say he leans heavily on the total stranger side. So, you didn't know him. Sir, I work in a tiny department, devoid of light or other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives. So, if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him? Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir. None. Nor do I have any recollection of killing him, sir. At least someone around here is more confused than I am. Bandaged hand. About your hand. Did that happen during the course of the crime? Well, you see, sir, Don't you think you should just confess? But sir, but there was nothing I could do. Nothing you could do? Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened, when the detective pointed that knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious. The next thing you knew, you were... Huh? Then, when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir. All alone. Alone because Detective Goodman had disappeared. What? Then when I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hands, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt? The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. Let's present this one. Officer Meekins, this is for you. I'm scared of knives, sir. It's okay, I just wanted you to take a look at it. That's it, sir. Last night, sir. That's the one. I was an apple, sir, in my dream, sir. And I was being peeled. On second thought, you don't have to look at the knife. He's overreacting to the knife, but I guess he's been through a lot. Excuse me. How about this knife? Officer Meekins, this is for you. Oh, okay. That's the one. I was an apple in my dream and I was being peeled. You just said that about the other knife. Okay. Bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Skye, but not from Meekins. Okay. Do you think you could take a look at this? Hey! That's it, sir! That's it! That's it! That's what? My head was a blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember. I remember, sir! God, this guy is so annoying. You mean you remember what happened? Stop pounding your bandaged hand. Correct! That card was the cause of it all. This ID card? Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more exact, sir. Nothing. I better pry into this one a little deeper. Ah, there we go. Crime details is no longer checked. Can you tell me what it is you do remember? Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost little patrolman. A lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Mr. Detective Goodman, who was in the evidence room. And that's why you thought he looked suspicious. Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card. Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far. That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly, he pointed a knife at me. What? Sir, I assure you, I was as flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him. Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him. Do unto others, do unto two others before they do unto you. My own father's words, sir. What happened then? Well, my eyes, sir, everything went white. When I awoke, I was here. Ah, but you were pretty sane when you delivered that message, that report to Edgeworth. Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim, whom he met at the scene of the crime, didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died. That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That is, I did say something along those lines. Huh? But you still ended up here? They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, and at that time. Detective Goodman was definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said. But you don't remember the events clearly? No, but the videotape is quite clear. Huh? Videotape? From the security camera. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out. It's there, it's me, it's on tape. What if we defend Meekins in the next trial date? And you waited until now to tell us this? I'm sorry, really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it. No, thanks. I have my own. Well, guess we'd better go check out the crime scene. Da-dum. Da-dum. Da-da-da-da-da-dum. Da-dum. Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detectives' desk. It's Police Chief Gant. Oh, interesting. And you're sure this is all, You know what it means if there is anything missing. Sir, I'm sure it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers. I missed that. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine. I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away. Deal? Yes, sir. We'll scour the place again, sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered. Aha! Righto, my boy. How you been? Swim much? It's been like 3 hours. Oh, ho, ho, Chief Gant, reporting for duty, sir. Are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? What's this music? Oh, boy. Edgeworth. Is Edgeworth going to be okay? Oh, Worthy. Oh, you know, they're doing a little inquiry committee with him. Sounds like an inquisition. Yep, well, they've had no end of trouble with the boy since last year. You mean the incident on Gourd Lake? It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto? Von Karma. A legend he was, undefeated in his 40-year career. But in court, you fixed it so he was caught for forging evidence. Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence. In any case, the prosecutor's office is in a bit of turmoil, you might say. Were you on Von Karma's side? Why, they'd do just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on what that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy. What? Evidence room incident. It's downright odd, I tell you. The detective getting killed on their turf too, I mean. There being the prosecutors, I assume? Scientifically speaking, it's impossible. Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman was stabbed in 2 locations at the same time. That's what it says. What evidence is this? Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive. And I can't talk about it. But I bet with a little quid pro quo, I wasn't expecting much anyway. You know, one thing I hate most of all is hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, it's a full-time job just keeping the chief of detectives' trap shut. He was the one you were picking on earlier. Huh? You saw that? Whoops! I wonder what it was that he wanted the chief of detectives to do. Let's see if we can kind of discreetly ask him. Let's present some stuff. Let's present our attorney's badge to him. I was wondering, could you take a look at this? Sorry, Righto. I'm through with that stuff. Through, I say. You'll find that guy who can't seem to sit still out there. The busy one. The guy who can't sit still? Does he mean Detective Gumshoe? Either him or the Dancing Blue Badger. Okay, let's see. He doesn't have anything to say about the autopsy report. Okay. Does he not have anything to say about this? Oh, let's see if he likes the Blue Badger. Nope, he doesn't care. Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the chief of police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk. He wanted me to check it for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. A lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? Yeah, hand it over. The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. Goodman's lost item report, a half-written document dated 2/21, can only be submitted to the chief of police. I should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. But how do I get in there? Gumshoe's not here. Alright, it's just Angel here. Edgeworth's not here. Oh, what if we get this guy in trouble? Okay, so where is Gumshoe? Let's go back to our law office and see. That's the only place we haven't been yet. Oh, where should we begin? Isn't it obvious? We should begin with that, you know, that thing. The mystery of the victim, I guess. How could one man, Detective Goodman, be killed in two places simultaneously? Oh, well, you see, we should go to the police department. The evidence room, was it? I'm not being very useful here, am I? No, you're being very helpful. Okay, so it wants me to go... Oh, I haven't examined this. ID 59. 9 is crossed out. But that's not his ID number. I think Goodman's got a twin. Alright, we probably have to present something to Gant. Oh, excuse me. Did I present this? I guess I'll just go down the line. I already presented this. Oh, what if I present the evidence, the lost item report to Angel? Let's finish trying to present stuff to Gant. Alright, we've presented everything to Gant. Let's go to Angel. Has she got anything new to say? No. Take a look at this. Okay, she doesn't care about that either. Let's go talk to Meekins. Sir, really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. You should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. Alright. Let's see if we can go to Edgeworth. Is Edgeworth back? No, he's not. Okay. I've presented everything to Gant. Is there more to present to Meekins? I got the clue that I'm supposed to go to the guard station for Meekins, and the game keeps telling me to go to the evidence room, but I don't have a way into the evidence room, because I haven't found Marshall. And Gumshoe barely gave me the time of day. Oh, okay, now I've got a new dialogue option. Permission to enter. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. Well, I never thought the day would come when Righto asked me for help. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Now, Righto. Actually, I'm sorry. I don't need to investigate after all. Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Huh? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50, I'd give them $50, no problem. Can I borrow $50? So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out. It just goes to show, you never know until you ask. And for you here, you can borrow this. Huh? Hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it? That's a special card for guests, so don't lose it. Yes, sir, it's an honor. You just run along and do your best now. Later, folks. Haha, it looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir. Because, sir, we need to go into the evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. Entrance, move, guard station. Move. Examine. Now I can enter. The evidence room is beyond that door. And we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. It won't open. Aha! The card reader is turned off, see? What is that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, well, what's made my Bambina's skies so gray? Officer Marshall! Why does it have to be him? How did you not cotton on to the fact that it was him already, Phoenix? What's that why does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeah. Oh, that card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw! Well, what you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. The crime scene's awaiting. Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions. Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tangle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Oh, he dropped the act. Actually, you said you had no mind to tangle with us hombres. I know what'll make you happy. That smell. Reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Oh, Westaboos. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Starr. What's this? What? What's wrong? A filet steak lunch. I see. I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. I wonder what he talks like in Japanese. All right, Bambina, you win. Ask much, smack. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. Guard station. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. Ah, that poor little doggy. Poor guy. I keep getting his name wrong and calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't at your station. Oh, he didn't like hearing that. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this. But since I got demoted from detective 2 years ago, well, it might not look it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know? So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed, Zippy. Note, he was riding down the highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know? Marshall! Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be a rawhide wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved on the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. Who forged the evidence? I can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago? The day of our case? That's right. The evidence transferals. Edgeworth was talking about the transferals too. Security system. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and machines, well, you're not supposed to capitalize that in the middle of a sentence. I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard, and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Thus, the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. Alright, give us the record. 5:14 p.m. was Goodman's ID. All 7s at 4:20 p.m. Huh. Okay. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that record is tied to the stabbing. Okay, present. Goodman's ID. See this? This is the victim's ID card. Ah, the one that was on the ground in the parking lot. The number on this is 5842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again. 4989596. Whose is that? Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match. Oh, 4989596 went in twice. Interesting. Okay. Look, the 4th number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 5:14, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. Okay, so his card was there, at 5:14. Cards are easy enough to duplicate. My question is, who was the person that went in with him? Was it Meekins? And if it was Meekins, why did he go in at 4:50 as well? So when the incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say? Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to display his ID card. So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do? That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me. If he had his ID card, then why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? All right, compadre, you win. I guess I can give you this ID card record. IDs of all who entered the evidence room on 2/21. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to other people with IDs here. Okay, and transferal. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing is about? We keep only evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision for 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if it turns out there was a mistake, see? So, what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it's closed forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. And that happened to SL9 2 days ago. Okay. Alright, let's head into the evidence room. Do we want to go ask Gant about the ID card, though? I'm going to save. And then I'm going to see if I can ask Gant about the ID card if he's still there. I don't think he's still there, though. Nope, he's not. Excuse me. Let's see if Angel knows anything about it. Nope. Alright, so who was 4989596? Was it Meekins? Alright, let's go to the evidence room. February 23rd, evidence room, Sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room. It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Hey, Gumshoe! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. Evidence is sent away completely after 2 years. Meanwhile, Phoenix was able to access 15-year-old DL6 evidence in the police department evidence room. Despite all the references to the rest of the game, this case keeps feeling like it was written with zero regard for all other cases. That contradiction could be resolved by the DL6 incident not being solved. Was the DL6 incident counted as being solved? I don't think it was. Yeah, no, DL6 wasn't solved. So it wouldn't have been sent here. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So, is it true what I heard? Righto, please. Do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. Yeah, Gumshoe, he'll give you $50. Sure, go ahead. Investigate that room to your heart's... Okay. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me? Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day. But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plans. Alright, boss for a day. So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. Yeah, well, what if they think you're incompetent and don't want it solved? But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Haha, of course. I am a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? Was the SL9 evidence in there? What a Gumshoe Ace Detective game in the life bar can be a salary? Ha! Only you can open. Edgeworth, how's he doing? I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess-up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case? Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. Evidence lockers. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. Okay, so duplicate ID cards. So, Goodman lost his card. Somebody else found it and used it here. And he had his updated card that he got after losing his first one. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Well, I just played Slay the Princess, and there's quite a few instances of somebody losing their right hand. Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is coated with a fingerprint. So the only locker we can open is our own. Oh? Who's that you've got pinned up on the inside of your locker, Gumshoe? Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, zap, you get a shock. If that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. Evidence locker added to the court record. Only the assigned detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open. Okay. Alright. Let's look around the room before we present stuff to him. Oh, what's this? There's something sticking out of here. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence locker was opened recently. How do you know? If you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty or ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Thought you weren't a slob. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck in his shirt under that trench coat either. Tucking in your shirt is lame and uncomfortable. If you're going to talk behind someone's back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not so sure about the dreams. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey, pal, our security is high-tech around here. Wow, look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escape artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. Okay, and how about... Wait, hang on. Oh, hey! It's the metal detector. And the fishing rod. From a couple cases ago. Where's Missile? You don't keep Missile in here, do you? Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is. Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's that metal detector. The one that led to the solving of that case out on Gourd Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And, I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it will come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. A cheap-looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by their cover. You gotta look at their heart. And this one's heart is high-tech. Where's the dog, Gumshoe? I want to see the dog. Oh. Hello. What's this? Blood. It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. It looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other blood stains left in the room? Yeah, I'm getting to the luminol in a bit. I want to look around first. We should use her testing fluid to check it out. I can't examine these. What the hell? Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go, pal, making me out to be some sort of hooligan. That's apparently from the case. The case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. Take a closer look. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. If they make me do a 3D puzzle of putting this thing back together, I'm going to be so annoyed. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh, no. No! No! Okay. That's the top. That's also the top. How do I rotate the vase? That's also top. How do I rotate the vase base? There's nothing here that matches... Wait. There we go. Okay. I know where that is. Or not. Ah, there we go. And last piece. Ah, but there's a piece missing. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. The problem is finishing it. Somebody took the last piece. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. Looks like somebody got beaten over the head with it. I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar. Look, this one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Okay, so that can't be Meekins' handprint, because it's a right hand and his left is the one bandaged. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. What's this glove? Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? Stop that, guys. There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Rubber glove added to the court record. What's the paint and the saw for? What is a saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time. Oh, here we go. True art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. That's got a different meaning over the last couple years. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger. Oh, how'd it get broken? I see that handprint. Well, you might say this is my studio. Here? In the evidence room? That's not a good idea. We've examined everything. We gotta do this to examine use the luminol. Alright, we've got the handprint. The meaning does blue and yellow paint have today? The Ukrainian flag. I knew it! This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, detective? This locker. It's mine. It's yours. Please, you have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. Gumshoe. What? But you're a detective. Well, he's not lying. Aha. Why does Gumshoe have a dedicated locker in an evidence room? Each of these lockers is assigned to a specific detective to manage cases. That's a left hand. Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow $50 from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Alright, I think... all from him. Let's present him some stuff. Hey, that's it! That's the King of Prosecutors Award that Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently, he's forgotten. This is my crowning achievement, my masterpiece, you might say. But art is always misunderstood, pal. Art? He was dancing proudly on the day of the awards ceremony, but there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the Blue Badger away for a while. Really? Why? Oh, they said it was shameful, or something like that. Shameful! I toiled night and day! I sympathize with Detective Gumshoe, but I can see why they moved it. Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing! That's fine. You bet it's fine, pal. Okay, let's see. Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. Well, why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. That's the photo that Miss Starr took. Anything you can tell us about it? That Miss Starr is quite the lady. Why, I remember it was winter. I was 16. She was the only one who ever got me to talk about what happened. Wait. How old are you, Gumshoe? I thought you were in your 30s or something. 16? That's how old I am now. I wonder what happened. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe wore a trench coat in high school, too. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Ah, I heard the rumors. So, it was Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Whoa! Oh, you recognize the numbers? What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. What? What? ID card record updated in the court record. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? We're going to fill in all these numbers, aren't we? Check his profile. Age 30. Huh. Angel Star, age 31. Was she a cop at 17? Or did they just know each other in high school? His name's Mike. Oh. Alright, what else can we present? Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. Okay. Okay, I think what we need to do next is go talk to Edgeworth. Let's present him with a couple of things. You can't open the lockers if your fingerprint doesn't match. If you can open it, they'll give you 50 cents. Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system. 50 cents. Yeah, that's not a lot of confidence. After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. Okay. Alright, I think we've gotten everything out of Gumshoe that we can right now. However, we're at 2.5 hours, which is how long this patron wants me to stop at. And the patron actually just said that. Oh, finish the conversation? Is there more? Oh, there is more I can talk about. Now, that was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So it was a murder? A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake. Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? But there was fraudulent, forged evidence. That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Well, how is he still a detective with an ID badge if that was his last job? Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Detective Goodman's note in that switchblade knife that Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Because of the SL9 connection, that was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case. First time in the world, he was meant to be feared. Why would evidence from that case change now? It's not over, pal. Maybe there's some loose ends left on that case. Okay. Do you have anything else to say? No, you do not. Okay. Let's save, and we will pick this back up next time by talking to Edgeworth, probably. Alright, well, the plot thinkins. I think we're dealing with twins. Excuse me. I think we're dealing with twins. But we'll see. So that's where we're going to end for today. So I'll read my schedule and get off. Before I do, I would like to plug my Patreon, which you can find at patreon.com/LoreweaverStreams. The link's also in the description of the YouTube video and can be found with the !Patreon command in Twitch chat. I make my living off of Patreon. It's my sole source of income. And I make enough to pay my rent and my bills, but I'm mostly just scraping by beyond that. and I need to save up for moving in June. And I need to start saving up around now. So if you could go to my Patreon and pledge $1 a month or $1 per stream or anything in between, I'd be grateful. I'm grateful to everybody who pledges because you're the reason I have this strange, silly job that I love so much. If it weren't for you guys, I would still be doing something soul-sucking and horrible, so thank you. I'd also like to plug my YouTube channel, @Loreweaver on YouTube. The link can also be found with the !YT command in Twitch chat. I upload all my streams to YouTube. The whole Phoenix Wright playthrough is there. Everything from the last 8 years is up there. There's a wide variety of games. I'm sure you'll find something you like. If you're watching this on YouTube, I stream live on Twitch almost every day at 1 p.m. EST at twitch.tv/Loreweaver15. The link's also in the description of the YouTube video. Come hang out and chat while I play. I love talking to people while I stream. It's a good time. Finally, the schedule. Tomorrow I will not be streaming for various reasons. Wednesday and Thursday I will be playing Super Paper Mario for a patron. Friday will be The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky 2nd Chapter for a patron. Saturday will of course be our weekly Final Fantasy XIV stream. Sunday I will be playing The Devil in Me for a patron. And then Monday will be Crosscode for a patron. So that's what's coming up. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And I will see you next time.